Mike, check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I just got back from doing some retro game hunting. I did see some things out there in the wild, and I'm going to share all that footage with you in the video that I released this afternoon. But as you know, I have been collecting for the NES. Why? Because it's cheap. The NES is one of the more cheap consoles, and I think I have a good chunk of expensive games. The NES is one of the few systems where you could get quality games for $15 and under. And so I happened to go to a retro game store that I have been to in the past, but it's been a while. And I stopped by here while I was at an IKEA. It just so happened I had to go to IKEA today, and stopped in there and picked up a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. It's actually a pretty cool arcade game. I've played some of this in the past. I popped it in, played a little bit more of it. So this one is a fun one. And then I also got Double Dragon 3. So this one is also a pretty cool beat 'em up. So I've been kind of going in on the NES games. Nintendo is not the best system graphically. It's really hard for me to stomach the graphics on a lot of NES games, but I have added a few. You all know that I added Battletoads already. What else do we have here? The Castlevania and Contra games. So I'm working on building a quality mid to low tier NES collection, right? Because not all of the games in the NES are good. A lot of them are pretty whack, but I think I've kind of put together a decent low to mid tier collection here. And I have a couple others. Let's see. I've also added Double Dragon 2 as well. I think I may have mentioned that. So Double Dragon 2 has also been added into the collection. And then I added a copy of Super Mario Brothers. Now I got this copy of Super Mario Brothers for about $9. Same thing with this Double Dragon 2. But the store that I went to had Super Mario Brothers for like $25 or something like that. I didn't get that. I didn't think Super Mario Brothers was that expensive. I always thought this was like a $5 to $10 game, but they had that one there for pretty expensive. The Ninja Turtles arcade game was they had this one there for 15, so I picked that up for 15. And then the same thing with Double Dragon 3, that was also 15. But I picked these two up during a GameStop promo. But I guess the Castlevania and Contra are both going for $25 to $30 a piece, and then Battletoads is roughly around $25 as well. Journey to Silius is somewhere between $35 and $40. So these are all quality NES games. Nothing like too what's the word? Too calculator-ish. Now I did pick up this game here, Friday the 13th. This one was another add to the collection, as well as Duck Hunt and Excite Bike. But I think I might wind up trading these in. Excite Bike is cool. Maybe I'll keep that one in the collection. This one is like a retro classic, so I might keep Excite Bike in the collection. But I think I'm going to sell Duck Hunt. I've also added a couple more in here, being Ikari Warriors, which is a cool top-down shooter. So that is another one that I've added here. And then went ahead and also added Mag Max, which plays like a side-scrolling shooter. Now, these are like my low-tier to mid-tier NES games for the collection that I currently have now. I do have some other ones that have been in the collection for a while, including Metroid. So Metroid, even though Metroid isn't super expensive, this one goes for about $25. This is the alternate Metroid cover, so I do have that one in the collection there. Then I've got some heavy hitters like Batman Return of the Joker. That one is definitely a heavy hitter on the NES. Also, the Mighty Final Fight, which is another heavy hitter on the NES for sure. Many of you might know about that one. And then a couple of the real beefy ones, Mega Man 5, as well as the original Mega Man. So right now, this is where I'm at with the NES collection. Like I said, I do have the Duck Hunt there. Not too sure if that one is going to stay in the collection, but overall, just a pretty solid bunch of NES games. A few ones that I still want to add. I am looking at getting the first Double Dragon to kind of round out that beat 'em up series. Also looking at getting the other Ninja Turtles game on the NES. Batman for sure is one that I want to get on the NES as well. And then also the Ninja Gaiden series, right? And hear me out on the Ninja Gaiden series. The reason why I'm really wanting to add that one is because when I think about how expensive the Messenger is, it kind of blows me away, because really and truly the Messenger is just kind of like an updated modern retro version of Ninja Gaiden. And I think if more people realized how much the Messenger was, how closely, related it was to Ninja Gaiden, I think more people would probably go after that cart. Now, granted, there are a lot more copies of Ninja Gaiden out there probably than there are the Messenger, because I know the Messenger was actually a special reserve game. I know that it came out in limited quantities, but Ninja Gaiden is pretty much the same, especially once you start getting higher up in the series. When you start getting to like Ninja Gaiden 3 or Shadow of the Ninja, those games are the same, that style of gameplay, the art style, the 3D pixelation, that is something that you would see on one of these modern retro classic games that they would release by limited run and then try to sell for, $40, and then those games wind up reselling for $150. So if you've never played the Ninja Gaiden series, I don't have a copy right now. I actually just won a bid on eBay. After taxes and shipping, it's coming in at roughly around $11.90. So, because I didn't want to pay more than $12 for a copy of Ninja Gaiden. Same thing with Ninja Gaiden 2. But if you haven't had a chance to check out any of the Ninja Gaiden games, and you're like a fan of games like The Messenger, or you really want to have a game like The Messenger in your collection, try out Ninja Gaiden, however you say it, Gaiden, whatever. Try out that game, and I think you'll see that it's very close to The Messenger. Maybe it doesn't have all of the cool game features. Maybe you don't have all the moves. These are NES games, right? So there's really only two buttons you can use. One is more than likely your jump, and the other one is your attack button. But I kind of like that simplicity, right? It really forces you to use your imagination and your reflexes to really manage your way through the level. So really stoked that I'm building back up my NES collection. Like I said, I had a lot of games that I wound up selling off, but these ones that I've been able to add back are true gems. Let me know down in the comments if you've been able to find anything cool this Sunday. I'll be back in a little bit just to kind of share with you my video of the week. It's the Y2K Collector. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Take it easy.